Today, Mark, I think technology is one of the most powerful forces shaping our daily lives, often in ways we don't even notice anymore. From the moment we wake up and check our phones, to the way we work, learn, travel, and communicate, technology surrounds us. It has quietly moved from being a tool we occasionally use to something deeply woven into our routines. Even simple actions like ordering food, paying bills, or talking to family members now rely heavily on digital systems. What fascinates me most is how quickly this change happened. Just a few decades ago, many of these things required physical effort, paperwork, or face-to-face interaction, and now they happen with a few taps on a screen.
That's true, Susan. And what makes technology even more interesting is how natural it feels now. People rarely stop to think about how complex the systems behind their devices actually are. Smartphones, for example, combine communication, photography, navigation, entertainment, and information into a single object that fits in a pocket. We've become so used to this convenience that it feels normal, even expected. Technology has raised our standards of speed and efficiency. Waiting has become frustrating, and slow systems feel unacceptable. This shift has changed not only our habits, but also our patience levels and expectations from the world around us.
I agree, and this change is especially visible in communication. Technology has transformed how we connect with others. Messages that once took days or weeks to arrive now reach people instantly. Video calls allow families, friends, and coworkers to see each other across countries and time zones. Social media platforms let individuals share ideas, emotions, and experiences with large audiences. While this creates opportunities for connection, it also raises questions about depth and quality. Are we truly communicating or just exchanging information quickly? Technology gives us reach, but it also challenges us to maintain meaningful human interaction.
Exactly. And this is where balance becomes important. Technology itself is neutral. It's how we use it that matters. On one hand, it allows global collaboration, remote work, and access to knowledge like never before. On the other hand, excessive screen time and constant notifications can reduce focus and increase stress. Many people feel mentally tired not because they work harder, but because they are constantly connected. Technology has blurred the line between work and personal life. Emails, messages, and updates don't stop after office hours, which makes rest and disconnection more difficult.
That's a very important point. At the same time, technology has opened doors in education that were previously closed to many. Online courses, digital classrooms, and learning platforms allow students to learn from anywhere in the world. Someone in a small town can now access lectures from top universities, learn new skills, or improve their language abilities. This has made education more flexible and inclusive. However, it also highlights digital inequality. Not everyone has equal access to devices, stable internet, or digital literacy, which reminds us that technological progress must also focus on fairness.
Absolutely. And this idea of fairness becomes even more important when we talk about artificial intelligence. AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It's already part of our everyday experiences. Recommendation systems, voice assistants, navigation apps, and even spam filters use AI in some form. AI helps process large amounts of data quickly and efficiently, making systems smarter and more responsive. But as AI becomes more capable, it also raises ethical questions. Who controls these systems? How are decisions made? And how do we ensure that AI supports humans rather than replacing or disadvantaging them?
AI is fascinating because it reflects human intelligence while also being very different from it. Machines don't think or feel the ways humans do, but they can analyze patterns at a scale we cannot. This makes AI extremely useful in fields like healthcare, where it can help detect diseases early, or in transportation, where it improves safety and efficiency. Still, it's important to remember that AI systems are created by humans and trained on human data. This means they can also reflect human biases if not designed carefully. Responsible development becomes essential.
Yes, and responsibility also applies to how society prepares for technological change. As automation and AI evolve, some jobs will change or disappear, while new roles will emerge. This doesn't mean technology is the enemy. It means education and training must adapt. People need opportunities to learn new skills and adjust to new environments. History shows us that technology always changes work, but it also creates possibilities. The challenge is ensuring that people are supported during these transitions rather than left behind.
Another area where technology has had a deep impact is creativity. Digital tools allow artists, musicians, writers, and filmmakers to experiment in ways that were once impossible. Content creation has become more accessible, allowing individuals to share their voices without traditional gatekeepers. Even AI tools can now assist in creative processes, helping with ideas, editing, or experimentation. This raises interesting questions about authorship and originality, but it also shows how technology can act as a partner rather than a replacement in creative work.
That's a great way to look at it. Technology expands what humans can do, but it doesn't replace the need for human judgment, emotion, and intention. Whether it's deciding how to use AI ethically, how much screen time is healthy, or how to balance convenience with privacy, these decisions remain human responsibilities. Technology moves fast, but society needs time to reflect and adapt. Conversations like this help people think critically, rather than blindly accepting every new tool.
And that reflection becomes even more important as technology continues to evolve at an unprecedented pace. New innovations appear almost daily, each promising to improve efficiency, comfort, or connection. While it's exciting, it can also feel overwhelming. That's why understanding technology rather than just using it is so important. When people understand how systems work and how they affect behavior, they gain control instead of feeling controlled. This awareness allows individuals to use technology consciously and responsibly.
Exactly, Susan. Technology is not just about devices or software. It's about choices, values, and direction. As we move forward, the real question is not how advanced technology will become, but how wisely we will use it. The future of technology will depend on human priorities, ethics, and collaboration. And as we continue this discussion, there's still so much more to explore, especially how technology is shaping identity, relationships, and the future of society in ways we are only beginning to understand.
Building on what you just said, Mark, I think one of the most interesting effects of technology is how it shapes our identity and sense of self. Today, people don't just live offline lives, they also exist digitally. Social media profiles, online portfolios, messaging apps, and even search histories become extensions of who we are. Technology allows people to express themselves, share opinions, and connect with communities that share similar interests. At the same time, it can create pressure to present a certain image. Likes, comments, and followers sometimes influence self-worth, especially among younger users, which shows that technology deeply affects psychology as well as behavior.
That's an important observation, Susan. The digital identity people build often blends reality with performance. Technology gives people control over how they present themselves, but that control can also become stressful. Constant comparison, exposure to curated lifestyles, and fear of missing out can impact mental health. However, technology also gives voice to people who might otherwise remain unheard. Activists, educators, and creators use digital platforms to spread awareness and inspire change. This dual nature reminds us that technology amplifies both strengths and vulnerabilities within society.
Absolutely. And this dual nature is also visible in relationships. Technology has transformed how people meet, maintain friendships, and build romantic connections. Long-distance relationships are easier to manage through video calls and instant messaging. Families separated by geography can still share daily moments. At the same time, face-to-face interaction has reduced in some cases. People may sit together physically while being mentally absorbed in their screens. This doesn't mean technology is destroying relationships, but it does mean we need awareness and intention when using it.
I agree, and this is where digital habits matter. Small choices, like putting phones away during meals or setting screen-free hours, can restore balance. Technology should support relationships, not replace presence. Interestingly, many companies are now designing tools that encourage healthier usage, such as screen time reports and focus modes. This suggests a growing awareness that technology should adapt to human needs, not the other way around. Responsible design plays a crucial role in shaping healthier digital environments.
Another major impact of technology is on work culture. Remote work, digital collaboration tools, and cloud-based systems have changed how organizations operate. People can work from different cities or even different countries while being part of the same team. This flexibility improves work-life balance for many, but it also requires discipline and clear boundaries.
Without physical separation between home and work, burnout can happen easily. Technology enables productivity, but humans must define limits to protect well-being.
Yes, and artificial intelligence is increasingly involved in workplaces as well. AI helps analyze data, automate repetitive tasks, and support decision-making. This allows employees to focus on creative and strategic work. However, it also creates uncertainty about job security. People worry about being replaced by machines. The reality is more complex. AI changes job roles rather than eliminating work entirely. Skills like critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and adaptability become more valuable than ever in an AI-supported environment.
That's true, and this shift highlights the importance of lifelong learning. Technology evolves constantly, which means education cannot stop after school or college. People must continuously update their skills to stay relevant. Online learning platforms, tutorials, and digital certifications make this possible. Technology becomes both the challenge and the solution. Those who learn how to learn can adapt more easily to change, while those who resist may feel left behind.
Exactly. And this is why digital literacy is no longer optional. Understanding how technology works, how data is used, and how online systems influence behavior is essential. This includes understanding privacy, cybersecurity, and misinformation. With the rise of AI-generated content, distinguishing between reliable and false information becomes even more important. Technology gives access to massive information, but critical thinking determines how useful that information becomes.
Misinformation is a serious concern in the digital age. Algorithms often prioritize engagement over accuracy, which can spread sensational or misleading content quickly. This affects public opinion, trust, and even democratic processes. Technology itself is not responsible for misinformation, but the systems that distribute content need ethical guidelines. Users also share responsibility by verifying information before believing or sharing it. Awareness and education are key to maintaining a healthy information environment.
That's a very valid point. At the same time, technology can strengthen democracy when used responsibly. Digital platforms allow citizens to access information, express opinions, and participate in discussions. Governments use technology to improve transparency and service delivery. AI can help analyze public feedback and improve policy decisions. When combined with accountability, technology becomes a tool for empowerment rather than control.
Another aspect worth discussing is how technology affects daily decision-making. From navigation apps suggesting routes to streaming platforms recommending content, algorithms influence choices constantly. These systems save time and reduce effort, but they can also limit exposure to new ideas. When technology always shows what it thinks we prefer, it can create comfort zones. Being aware of this helps people make conscious choices instead of passively accepting suggestions.
That awareness is essential, Susan. Technology should assist, not dictate. Users should feel confident questioning recommendations and exploring beyond algorithms. This applies especially to AI systems, which learn from past behavior. While personalization improves convenience, diversity of experience is equally important. Maintaining curiosity and openness ensures that technology remains a supportive tool rather than a restrictive influence.
As technology continues to advance, the conversation must shift from what can technology do to what should technology do. Ethics, responsibility, and human values must guide innovation. AI development, data usage, and digital design should prioritize fairness, inclusivity, and well-being. When technology aligns with these values, it has the potential to improve lives on a massive scale.
I completely agree, Susan. The future of technology will not be decided by machines, but by people. Choices made today will shape how technology integrates into society tomorrow. Understanding its impact on identity, relationships, work, and decision-making prepares us to use it wisely. And as this conversation continues, there's still one crucial dimension left to explore: how technology will redefine the future of humanity itself, and what role we want to play in that transformation.
Picking up from that thought, Mark, I believe the future of technology ultimately depends on how consciously we choose to integrate it into our lives. Technology is advancing faster than ever, but speed alone does not define progress. True progress happens when innovation improves human well-being without taking away dignity, privacy, or freedom. As individuals, societies, and nations, we need to ask not only what technology can do, but what kind of future we actually want to create with it. This mindset helps us move from passive consumption to active participation in shaping technological growth.
That's a powerful way to frame it, Susan. One area where this choice becomes very visible is artificial intelligence. AI has the potential to solve complex problems, from climate modeling to medical diagnosis, but it also concentrates power in the hands of those who control data and systems. If AI development remains limited to a few organizations, inequality could increase. However, if AI is developed transparently and responsibly, it can become a shared resource that benefits society as a whole. The direction AI takes depends heavily on regulation, ethics, and public awareness.
Public awareness is crucial, especially because many people interact with AI without realizing it. Recommendation engines, automated customer service, and smart devices are already shaping daily decisions. When people understand this, they become more empowered users. Education systems should include discussions about technology ethics, AI basics, and digital responsibility. This doesn't mean everyone needs to become a programmer, but everyone should understand how technology influences choices, opportunities, and risks. Awareness transforms fear into informed confidence.
Yes, and confidence is important when facing change. Technology often creates anxiety because it challenges familiarity. New tools disrupt routines, job roles, and social norms, but history shows that adaptation is possible when people are supported. During past technological revolutions, societies that invested in education and skill development adapted more successfully. The same applies today. Preparing people for change is more effective than resisting it. Technology should feel like an ally, not a threat.
Another dimension of the future of technology is sustainability. Digital infrastructure consumes energy, resources, and materials. Data centers, electronic waste, and constant device upgrades have environmental impacts that cannot be ignored. Responsible technology must consider long-term effects on the planet. Innovations that focus on energy efficiency, recycling, and sustainable design are becoming increasingly important. Technology should not only make life easier today, but also protect the future for generations to come.
That's an excellent point. Sustainability also connects with how long we keep technology. The culture of constant upgrades encourages consumption rather than mindful usage. Designing durable, repairable devices could significantly reduce waste. Software updates that extend device life instead of forcing replacements are another step forward. This shift requires cooperation between companies, governments, and consumers. When users value sustainability, industries respond.
Technology also has the power to strengthen global cooperation. Digital communication allows people from different cultures to collaborate, share ideas, and solve problems together. Scientists, educators, and creators already work across borders using digital platforms. This interconnectedness can promote empathy and understanding, but it also requires respect for cultural differences. Technology connects the world, but humans must decide how respectfully that connection is maintained.
Absolutely. At the same time, preserving human qualities becomes more important than ever. Creativity, empathy, ethics, and critical thinking are things technology cannot truly replicate. AI can assist and enhance, but it does not replace human judgment or moral responsibility. In a highly automated world, these human qualities become our greatest strengths. Education and leadership should focus on nurturing them alongside technical skills.
And that brings us back to balance. Technology should support life, not dominate it. Taking breaks from screens, valuing offline experiences, and maintaining real-world connections are essential. Being technologically skilled does not mean being constantly connected. It means knowing when to engage and when to step back. Balance allows technology to remain a tool rather than becoming a source of stress or dependence.
Well said, Susan. Balance also helps people stay curious rather than overwhelmed. When technology is approached with curiosity and responsibility, it becomes an opportunity for growth. Whether it's learning a new skill, solving a problem, or connecting with others, technology can amplify human potential. But that amplification works best when guided by intention and awareness.
As we look ahead, one thing is clear. Technology will continue to evolve, but human values must remain at the center of that evolution. Decisions made today about AI, data, privacy, education, and sustainability will shape the world of tomorrow. Each person has a role, whether as a user, creator, educator, or decision-maker. When people engage thoughtfully, technology becomes a shared journey rather than an uncontrollable force.
I couldn't agree more. Technology reflects humanity's priorities and choices. If guided wisely, it can reduce inequality, improve quality of life, and open new possibilities. If ignored or misused, it can deepen divisions and create new challenges. The responsibility lies not in the machines, but in the hands of those who design, regulate, and use them.
That feels like the perfect note to end on, Mark. Technology is powerful, but it is not destiny. It is a reflection of human intention, creativity, and responsibility. When we choose awareness over convenience and values over speed, technology becomes a force for meaningful progress. Thank you for this thoughtful discussion, and thank you to everyone listening and reflecting along with us.
Thank you, Susan. And to our listeners, remember that technology is not something happening to you, it's something you participate in every day. The more thoughtfully you engage with it, the more positively it can shape your life and the world around you.